In this next video, I'm going to be talking about situated perception, situated action, and situated behavior. And perception, like I've stated in the previous video, perception is pretty core to situated theory, and same with self-subjectivity in the self. These are core aspects. But when we're talking about things like situated perception, we're talking often about subsequent perceptions or perceptions about perceptions, so meta perceptions, um, in which we're thinking or perceiving regarding a particular perceptual process, or the perception that we're analyzing or we're engaged in pertains to a different perception. So it could be you're looking at like a photograph or something you've written before. It could be that you're engaged. Okay, why did I just think that or perceive that in the environment? Like you've recognized, for example, an error within your own perceptions, and you're trying to figure out. You're digging deeper into that. It's more open. Um, so that's a situated perception that you're having regarding a perception. It's a perception about another subsequent perception, something that comes at a different point in time. And these can influence situated actions and situated behaviors subsequently in the future, as well as motivations, emotions, feelings, reasonings, philosophies, um, and emotions. And situated actions often are also they can be similar to situated perceptions. They can also operate independent, so an action can influence subsequent actions, and then that action is situated to those actions. And similarly, behavior can influence subsequent behaviors and be situated to other behaviors. And both action and behavior, similar to perception, can be causal. So they can initiate a sequence of perception, of influence that's integral to situated theory. But when we're talking about situated theory, often we're starting from the self subjectivity, we're starting from perception and the self rather than action and behavior, because action and behavior, they tend to be more receptive to things in the surroundings. And we're not necessarily talking about agents, we're not talking about self subjectivity, but we're talking more about uh, responses to the environment. And we're talking more about these deeper psychological processes um, that also pertain to things like knowledge and learning and adaptation, and can they don't necessarily quite involve mastery until we have that perceptual element, because a lot of mastery requires both perception and experience, and experience is an accumulative process of meaning building that occurs primarily through perception. So we cultivate various perceptions that initiate a process of learning, and those tend to accumulate into these experiences in which we have a larger repertoire of knowledge, of information, of uh, perceptions, behaviors, and actions, even emotions and feelings and motivations as resources that we can use to be able to adapt to various situations or implement in particular situations that allow us to exercise a sense of mastery through these experiences that we have that primarily occur through perception and also through various actions, motivations, emotions, feelings, and behaviors. And these are operating again in relation to each other. And when we form these associations, that's when we start to get more of these learning experiences, we get these mastery experiences. My primarily occur through these three. Well, it's actually a little bit broader than that. So you have perception, you have motivation, and you have action and behavior that typically tends to form the primary learning and mastery circuitry, or the situated relations and associations. They're key for developing, uh, you know, optimal learning outcomes, optimal learning processes, and mastery. So that's what I wanted to talk about in